Bases. Bases also have properties. Bases have a bitter taste. Bases are not good for you to ingest, and they taste bitter in part to protect you. Very few people like to eat bitter things. Bases have a bitter taste, they have a slippery feel, and they turn red litmus paper blue. So here's the red litmus paper. It's actually kind of a pinkish color. You stick it in a base, and it turns this darker purpley color, blue. This is the type of litmus paper we used. We stuck it in a test tube, and we detected that ammonia was being released from one of the chemical reactions. We saw earlier a selection of things that contain acids. These all contain bases. And if you look at most of these are not things that you should be eating, right? Definitely don't be drinking Drano. That can very easily kill you. Tonic water, you can drink that, but it doesn't taste very good. It's bitter. Maalox, an antacid, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Acids and bases neutralize each other. But these are bases in a special form that you can ingest them without hurting yourself. I've talked in lab about being careful when we're using things like sodium hydroxide, and I've told you it feels slippery when it gets on your skin. Did anybody ever get some on your skin and get that slippery feeling? Yeah. It feels slippery because it's reacting with the oils in your skin and making a soap-like substance, and that's why it feels slippery. Bases are much less common in foods because they're pretty bad for you. Have you heard of hemlock? I believe that's what Socrates drank to kill himself. Alkaloids are organic bases that are found in plants. And their bitter taste is nature's way of telling us, don't eat this, it's not good for you. You guys like coffee? I am cursed. I'm a cursed person of Swedish descent who does not like coffee in any form. Makes it very hard to get a sufficient amount of caffeine. But coffee is acidic overall, but it has bases like caffeine in it that impart a bitter flavor to it. I like the taste of caffeine, I just don't like the taste of coffee. So this is the molecule caffeine. This is conine, which is in hemlock. Very bad for you. Some common bases. Sodium hydroxide, we've used that in the lab. Potassium hydroxide. Sodium bicarbonate. This is actually the exact same thing as baking soda. It's also called sodium hydrogen carbonate. And ammonia. And these are uses for those.